Hey, what's going on, Golferos? And welcome back to the Salud Golferos Podcast. This is episode 9. Super excited. If you're watching on YouTube, you're probably looking at this amazing view behind me. Big shout out to Ricky and his family. And right on cue, we got the water flowing on the pool here, so that's perfect. So yeah, this is being set up for an awesome episode because with me today, I have Donald Burlock, creator, founder, designer of Kingsmen Golf. Don, thanks for being with me, man.
Peace, Kings. Peace, Ralph. So happy to be here. Thank you. And thank you to Los Golferos for showing a lot of love.
Of course, man. Of course. You know, it's one of those things where you meet someone and right off the bat, you get a good vibe from them. And I speak on behalf of the rest of the Golferos that you're one of those guys, man. As soon as we met you, we're like, man, this guy's got a great vibe, and
it's huge.
We definitely want to keep working and partnering with you. So
it's huge.
Yeah.
Wait, we got to start it off the right way today.
We got to start off right.
Got something on the table over here, right, Ralph?
Yeah, golfers. You know, we like to get our little drink on. We're on the golf course.
Just a little sip.
Yeah, and so in the morning we got a little Irish coffee going on. So a little rabbit hole whiskey here for us. Let's get that going in here. Got our coffee
there
ready.
We go. Got our coffee from Compa. Shout out to Compa today. All right.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
So let's cheers to that. Salud.
Salud,
there we go.
All right.
Spice up the coffee to spice up the conversation.
Right. That is right.
Right on.
Ready.
Man. So, Don, let's just kick things off here talking about the brand, man. So, for those of you that don't know Kingsmen Golf, Don here has taken the last year, 2 years.
Last year, we're going to be at a year at the end of June.
At the end of June. Okay, so the last year to essentially follow his passion, which is something that we're really big about. And that passion is designing a product in the golf space to help represent, would it be safe to say minorities or just Black men and women? How would you promote the brand?
I would promote the brand in a way that says when we put the word inclusive out there, we really mean it, and we're really chasing that. Meaning we don't feel like we've achieved it today. We're not satisfied with that, but we're in the hunt to make sure that we are really designing products that deeply represent and celebrate the legacy of those of us who are, in many cases, Blacks. We're Latino. We're minorities in most contexts, right? We're minorities in most contexts. And we're looking first and foremost at our core to celebrate those individuals and represent those individuals on the golf course.
Yeah. No, that's really awesome. And I think that's really important. And that's kind of why I think that our brands have gelled so well together, because that is a big aspect of why we started, because we wanted to have something out there that could represent and mean something, in our case, to Mexican men and women. And, we're kind of trying to broaden that out. So for us, it's the sarape, right? The sarape sticks out. It's part of our culture. It's,
beautiful towels.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's almost that banner to say like, hey, there's my fellow Mexicana out there on the course. What is it about your design process that you feel gives that inclusiveness to the golf world?
Yeah, I think part of it comes through even with the Los Golferos brand. We're not excluding anyone. As a Black golfer, I feel like I can buy a serape towel and there's no misappropriation. I feel like Los Golferos will look up and say, hey, he loves the towels too. So he must really love what we're doing in the brand, which is you're really representing something that's special within the context of your culture. And I believe that's what we bring into Kingsmen. We recognize not all of our customers are Black, right?
Mm-hmm.
We recognize that not all of our customers are, going to be from a specific age demographic. But what we do recognize is that when you are shopping, when we are browsing online, especially like in the store, because we got to talk about the stores, Ralph.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that one. Yeah,
We got to talk about the stores. We think about what colors, what patterns,
mm-hmm.
what style really, in a way, showcases and makes us feel as confident as possible when you walk into a context where, you know what, you might be the only Latino. You might be the only Black dude. You might be the only person who's not white. You might be the only person who's white, but your mindset, your attitude is that, yo, it doesn't matter who's out here. I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
So I'm about this swag, and I'm about getting out here and shooting these low scores and having a great time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So
man.
that's where we start.
That's awesome. So to give the people a little bit of context and go a little bit back into the history, by the way, Don is on the Safe Par podcast where he does dive into the history of the company. So please go check that out to learn a little bit more of the back history. But not to dive too far back into it, but what was it about what you saw in the golf industry that kind of made you flip in the sense of like, because for those, like I said, go check out Safe Par. But a little background is that, you were a designer for another company full time. That was your career. That was your passion. And you left that to commit full time to the brand.
Full time.
What was, as we like to say, that coming to Jesus moment where you were just like, I got to go do that.
Got to go do it. It's waking me up at night.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, it's the love of golf. Okay. Which is a 20-minute conversation by itself. Yeah. But that's foundational, right? That's exactly the reason we're here right now having this conversation against this backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
But for me as a designer, I am always thinking about ways I can solve problems for humanity, which sometimes is like very ambitious, but especially for my communities, right? And I'm connected not only obviously to a Black community, but to a lot of communities, often communities that aren't represented well in different contexts. And so I think about, well, how can I come up with a solution that's going to make the lives of people in these communities better, including my core community?
Yeah.
So with golf, when I fell in love with it, and again, not to go way into the backstory, Ralph, but my attitude was like, okay, this is probably got to be as easy as picking up a basketball from Spalding, a tennis racket from Wilson. In other words, there's got to be a brand out there that has some heritage and some legacy where you've had people who have come along the way, who represented different communities, different backgrounds, and you can pick up a glove, you can pick up a basketball, you can pick up a tennis racket. You feel connected to that history. You feel like you will see advertisement showcasing other athletes and even just everyday people who have achieved in those sports using those products, wearing those brands. But when I got to golf, I didn't see it.
Okay.
When I went shopping at the big box stores, which was my first experience, at the Golf Mart, Dick's Sporting Goods, my thought was, what is this crap? I was like, who's wearing this?
Yeah.
I'm like,
a lot of copy and paste, I feel like.
It was like, yo, this isn't even the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, there was stuff in the 90s where I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like that Nike jacket from the 90s. All right, I'll rock that. The stuff I was looking at was, I got to go there. It was this country club, F you, we're not thinking about you. We'll throw a Nike shirt out there that's like, super bright pink. If you want to look neon cool, like a highlighter. I'm like, I'm not shopping here. I'm not picking this stuff up, dude. So I go online and then I start to see other brands. Okay, Black owned brand. There's this brand that, is trying to, showcase this culture more. But then I felt like I didn't see performance. I didn't see an athlete. I saw only celebrities. I saw people who already in my mind were super accomplished in that way. Like they had lots of followers. I'm like, I'm just a regular dude, man. I just want to go play some golf and I want to feel like, if I'm not going to shoot a high score right now, at least I look really good.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Dude, 100%. And yeah, there's some days where I'm not playing too well, but I'm rocking a Kingsman polo, and I'm like, damn, I look good.
Speak on that truth. Hey,
Toast to that one.
Salute on that one. Salute on that one. First one, snap.
Nice.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
By the way,
the combo is great.
Oh my gosh.
No, yeah, I think that, like I said, that resonates really well with us because, yeah, you go out there and you don't see anything that speaks to you. I think that's the biggest thing.
No.
And it's really funny because, once again, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Safe Par. We were doing an episode with them, which is out now. And we started talking about Nike, and I love Nike. Look, I'm rocking Jordans right now. But as far as the golf space, kind of like I just said, I feel like it's a lot of copy and paste. You know, it's sad because you're not seeing that representation. I feel like you're not seeing the heart anymore.
You're not seeing the soul.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like you said, you know, it's all these big celebrities that are rocking it and things like that, but it's like it's not really representing anything.
Yeah, and even more so, Ralph, it's not representing the new golfer, right? Like we have to also understand that we're starting a new legacy. That's a big part of this brand.
Yeah.
You and I didn't grow up playing golf. I think you told me you grew up playing football. Yeah. I grew up in Indianapolis playing baseball, basketball. Golf was the last thing on my mind, right? Like occasionally I would have in our community one of the Black-owned publications back then, Jet Magazine, Ebony Magazine. And I remember all the way back in the 90s seeing like, you know, Tiger Woods on the cover. And that was always controversial in our community until, you know, Tiger Woods started having more associations with Michael Jordan. You know, Charles Barkley, he sort of found himself in this place where he was bridging celebrity. He was bridging, you know, being a black athlete, but not necessarily always wanting to address it. So it was always in our community kind of a complex thing with Tiger Woods. But it was like, hey, all right, he's winning, you know, he's winning and he's winning in a big way. But outside of that, man, people were talking Jordan. Then we're talking Kobe and Shaq, right? Kobe, shout out, right?
Shout out Kobe.
We're not talking about golf in our community.
Yeah.
So I say that because one of the big things that connects our customers, and I think what brought us to Los Golferos, is that we are finding most of our customers are new golfers. Like you're starting a new legacy where no one in your family played golf. People around you might not even play golf now. And they're like, why are you spending $1,000 of your hard-earned money doing any of this throughout the year? Clubs,
green fees,
shirts.
Yeah.
And that's real. So my solution, what we propose through Kingsmen Golf is start your own legacy. Let's give you something that's worth your hard-earned money. To your point, let's give you something with soul.
Yeah.
Let's give you something that lets you start your own legacy going forward. And you know what? Other communities that have new golfers are going to embrace that. Not to say that, hey, we're bigger than race or ethnicity or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. Because let's keep it real. I'm black, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? But what's bigger here, what in my mind is at stake, is starting your own legacy for your community.
100%.
And I think to do that, you need a brand that has soul.
Yeah.
It can't be surface.
Exactly. No, 100%. And I really resonate with that. So kind of going back to your design experience, we're talking about, you know, having soul and making something that helps you establish a legacy. You as the designer, you're the key designer for Kingsman, right?
The key designer right now.
So anything that you're seeing for Kingsman came out of that head right there. What are the elements that you're looking for when you're designing a new polo? Like what's kind of like your checklist? Be like, if I don't knock these items out, I didn't make a Kingsman polo. I just made another generic product.
Oh, great question. Yeah. I would say first and foremost, believe it or not, is performance. Because obviously there are a lot of brands out there doing a fantastic job thinking about the first part of the conversation, which is representation. But, and we probably share this in common, when you're out there and you're trying to shoot low scores, you find that the game requires at moments levels of athleticism. You can be a good player if you're not athletic.
Yeah.
Plenty of examples of that. But generally what I have found is that when you're coming from somewhere different. Like you have no golf association, but you have a little bit of an athletic experience in some other sport. If you bring that into golf, right, there's some fluidity that you're able to find. And so I think brands that take performance into account in terms of the material, in terms of the cuts, how forgiving the material is, how breezy and breathable it is. Does it trap odor, right? Does it allow you to feel fluid? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's critical. That's the first thing I think about, because anyone can be like, all right, love the colors, Don. Love the patterns. Looks like you're thinking about different skin complexions and ethnicities, and you're taking all of this historical stuff into account. But then you put it on, it's tight.
Yeah.
You know, you're on the third hole and you're a high handicapper and you're drenched in sweat. You know, I joke all the time, like when I started out, if it wasn't for wearing Nike, I'd be in trouble, because some of the other brands, I'd be on the third hole, and this is when I'm like barely able to make contact with the ball. Everybody starts there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Everybody starts there. And we played
the
together.
dreaded S word comes out a lot. Yeah. No. Yeah. We all start there.
And you're drenched in sweat by the third hole. All you want to do is leave, go home. You know, maybe you start drinking too much tequila at that point. Like, it's all downhill. Whatever, you know, talk you had going into it, you were talking a big game. Man, if you are not at that level and you're wearing something that is 100% cotton, 100% polyester, forget it. Yeah. You're done. You're done. So performance is a big part of what we think about first.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Performance is definitely key. And I mean, like we just mentioned a little while ago, you're investing in golf. You're spending $1,000 maybe for clubs, polos, green fees, all those things. So when you're creating a product for someone, especially like you said, just getting into the game, you want to make sure it lasts, right? You want to give them something of quality. So performance is key. And yeah, I could definitely attest to that. Like I love the polo that I got. So yeah, performance.
We got to see that polo in a little bit.
Oh yeah, we're gonna break it out. Okay, the sun is coming out a little bit. I'm gonna bust it out. But I kind of want to tie it back into legacy, as you were saying. So we cover performance in the design process. What is it that you look for to help give it that legacy, to make it stand out? What are the elements?
It was really thinking about the price points for the things that we produce. If we went too low, in my mind, Ralph, people wouldn't necessarily respect it. Maybe people have a lot of, quick access to it because it's arguably cheap. Like if you're going to McDonald's, right? As long as there's a McDonald's in your area, you have access to a burger out here, right? If we went to luxury, then maybe we're not seen as prestigious so much. We're seen as more exclusive. And that didn't feel right either, because now it's like I'm asking you to spend enough money where you're like having a debate about whether or not you should be even spending money on a shirt.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I can just go play around a golf.
I just go play around a golf. I'm gonna hit Costco, get my, nothing wrong with the Kirkland balls, start there. Yeah. And I'm gonna get a polo, whatever I can find. I'm just gonna go hit. And that's a good place to start. But what we found is that a lot of guys and a lot of women, because we're starting to think about how do we design even for our women who are golfing, they're coming from some professional background. Yeah. We have guys that obviously are, what you would maybe consider trade, that also love the style and they're buying the shirts. But a lot of the guys are like, they got a 9 to 5, they got family, they got bills they got to take care of. So like if you buy a polo and you're going to spend 60, 70, 80 bucks on a polo, I better be able to wear that to work. I got to go to someone's baby shower in that. I might need to break out and go to church in it, a wedding, and then I got to play some golf in it. So it's got to be all in one day. All in one day.
Know what I'm saying? Test that out for us. Let's go all day.
Hey man, that's real. I've had days where I'm like, oh shoot, I got to get to the baby shower, and Ralph, we got to tell this story really quickly about the first time we played, man, and you showed up.
Oh, man. Yeah.
All right, that's my favorite story.
Little tangent there. Yeah, we're talking about the polos here. But, yeah, so the first time that Don and I linked up, we've been messaging on IG. and I'm like, hey man, I'm getting like 12 guys out to a golf course. Shout out the links at the lake house.
Shout out.
And Don's like, cool, what time? I'm like 6:45 a.m. He's like, I'm gonna be there. Mind you,
Early.
Early. I'm in North County, San Diego. I live 15 minutes away from the golf course.
Downtown San Diego.
He lives 45 minutes away. And I don't know what happened. My alarm didn't go off, or I slept through it, whatever it may be. I wake up. I got 10 minutes to get to the golf course. Everybody's there already, which is unlike me because I'm typically there half an hour early. And we decided to walk that day. So, yeah, Don and the guys are already out in the tee box. They just teed off. Here I come sprinting from the car. I have my cart. I'm pushing in. I'm running. And I'm like, come on, Don, let's go.
Full throttle.
Full
throttle. Y'all
throttle.
seen that video where the dude is doing like speed golf?
Oh,
like,
man.
You need to come challenge Ralph at Los Golferos because he might outrun you and outplay you. I mean,
I think I was running a 4.5 that day. I was running a 4.5. Never ran that in high school, but that day I ran a 4.5.
Yo, so that's the thing I love about the shirt because you had on the shirt that day.
Yeah.
When you buy something and you spend that type of money on anything, it's got to work in a lot of different environments, man. It can't just work for your golf game. You got to be able to go anywhere with that shirt. And that's how we approach the design. It's like minimum branding.
Yeah.
Right now on some of our shirts, we do have the word golf. We try to keep it very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea is to like not necessarily make you look like you just played golf.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to have this magical versatility of when you're on the golf course, people might actually mistake you for pro. Even if you're playing poorly, they're still going to be like, man, you have just such a swagger about you. You shot 120, but hey, why don't you come out next week and hang out with us, right?
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we want you to be able to wear that shirt somewhere else and handle your business, whether it's family time, community time, work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when I have you pull out a shirt from the closet and it says Kingsmen, we want you to know that you can hold your head high. You can wear your crown proudly, whether you are delivering at your 9 to 5, you're delivering with your family, or you know what? Hey, we're out here having a great time. I might mess around and hit a golf shot on y'all.
Yeah.
You know, we might be on hole 18 and you know how this goes. My score is whatever, but you know, you line up that one shot. You're feeling swaggy at the end. Well, hey, I made it this far. You line up that shot, and everybody's like, "Oh!" And those are the people that are buying our shirts, man.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that really resonates with. I always love the saying, "Look good, feel good, play good."
Look good, feel good, play good.
And for me,
that's
like a lot of times. We're recording content on the golf course, and you know, I have a lot of different polos, but definitely Kingsman is in my closet. And when it's one of those days where we're recording, I'm rocking a Kingsman polo. Yeah. I'm recording content, and man, maybe it's not going too well on the golf course, but I look back at the videos because I'm getting ready to post it. I'm like, you know what? I look good,
and
great. It kind of resets me a little bit. I'm like, okay, hold up, I look good. I can't waste this. Let's get back in it. So. On that note, I think the sun's coming out. I'm gonna take the hoodie off. We're gonna show off what I'm rocking today. It's from Drop 2.
Watch out, y'all.
Drop 2.
Watch out, y'all. Uh-oh. Let's get this going here. Boy, this is major right here. Now, this is real love. We're gonna get into this too, because we got brands that know how to show love, where you buy each other's products, you support each other's brands and communities. I'm gonna rock the chain out. And go ahead with that drip. We're gonna rock the chain out. Look at this. We already popped the collar for you with the shirts. You don't have to do too much. Look at this. This is our Marquez shirt from Drop 2.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Rose collar. Got the ruby with the rose bangles in there against that royal blue. That's a pharaoh blue, like Egyptian mummy, like hold your head high, Egyptian king blue.
I like that.
Yeah, with the gold chain.
Heck yeah,
okay.
Man. Yeah,
okay, Ralph.
I had to bust it out, man. We're gonna interview Don. Then I got to make sure I'm looking fresh, and the only way to do that is rocking a Kingsman polo. Yeah,
all day.
So, yeah, guys, the polo, it's fresh, it's clean. I love it.
Yeah, we're ready to call a golf tournament right now.
I know, right?
Yeah,
we're about to hop on there. Yeah, Jim Nance, move over. But you made a great call out there explaining your product right now. The collar, you already popped the collar. I'm a big fan of that. So I don't like when I get a polo and I feel like I'm rocking wings. You know, they got like the big old floppy a collar up here. I think this is one of the things that differentiates your brand drastically is the collar. Where did you get this idea? Because I don't know. I may be naive. I've never seen this, but the pop collar, where did you get that idea from?
So this is a real story I have not jumped into. So for everybody who's like only got like 30 seconds, this is a story right here. The first time I played golf, right, I mentioned this in the Say Par podcast, I might have mentioned this. It was in Mexico, right? And I'm playing with a few guys I went to school with, boys trip, hadn't seen each other since before the pandemic. Anyway, two of the guys are from the Bahamas.
Okay.
Right. And they're good golfers. They grew up playing golf, just something that they had access to. And one of the guys, he's got a lot of swag. Both of them do, but one of them for sure when it comes to style. Yeah. And he had his collar popped.
Okay.
And so what was funny about it is most of us showed up like how you show up when you've never played golf before. You show up wearing a T-shirt, you know, you show up wearing whatever you got in your closet so you're not sweating bullets out there. Yeah. But he had his collar popped. And you know what? When I came away from that first experience with golf, that shaped everything for me going forward because that was my foundational experience. And so one of the things I thought about when setting up Kingsmen Golf is, you know, I got friends from all over the world. I've traveled places. I love to travel.
Yeah. You were just in Japan?
I'm one of these brothers that loves to travel, right? And you got people that love it. You got people that don't want to go down the street. Whatever floats your boat. But for your boy, I like to get on a plane and show up in a country I've never been to. Yeah. And I like to eat lots of different food. So in my mind, Kingsmen Golf is going to go international. Yeah. Like right now, we're based in San Diego. Right now, we're trying to follow groups in SoCal to build that community in SoCal. Eventually, we want to go national. But we have international sites, meaning when I look at how rugby players dress, when I look at cricket players, when I look at anybody who's playing games, doing sports internationally, they're on some Olympic level, like, let me look clean. Yeah. SHIT. And I'm like, why we got to be sloppy? Like, Ryder Cup, why are we sloppy? Yeah. Like, what's that about?
They always have like the worst outfits, I feel like, man.
I'm sorry, man. Just because it's the American flag doesn't mean you can come out looking sloppy. I need dream team drip.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying, Ralph? When we pull up to play golf in Ireland, Australia, Thailand, man, these guys are showing up looking great. I look at the guys on the Asian tour, the women on the Asian tour. I'm like, man, that drip is clean. And it's performance level, a lot of it. It's not just streetwear. Yeah. So in my mind, the pop collar was like, okay, we're moving in a direction that I can own. Yeah. Nobody else is in this lane. Nobody. I got love for you if you're over here and you're, you know, you're black owned. I'm like, yo, we're good. I love this stuff. I got love for you if you're some other brand over here doing the streetwear thing. We're just saying we see a lane, and our lane is I want that collar to be crisp. Yeah. I want to walk up to the tee. I want to step to the cocktail party. I want to go into the meeting. What's up? Yeah. Let's go. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. So when I sketch these signature collars, especially for this shirt, because this is part of the 18 collection, 18 unique shirts. Right now we're up to, I think we're up to 6 now. So we got some work to do. We got 3 more dropping soon. The V-neck from the Range collection, and then we got a collection called the Tour. But all the shirts start with the collar. Before I get into the cut, before I get into the colors and patterns and dial everything in, that collar has to be dialed.
So it's designed from here down. Yeah.
And you look at it right now, and it's just like there's a relaxed nature to it. You can go one button open, 2.
It's relaxed, but it doesn't look sloppy, which is what I love. It's relaxed, but it's not sloppy.
No, you could drop your chain in or out, however you want to rock it. That's where it started. International focus.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty of your brand, man, is that you have all these different elements that you're talking about, but you have that unique difference, that collar. And Raul and I were talking about it, man. It's like, hey man, that's different. That sticks out. And
people like different in this game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for real. So no, that's awesome that you saw that, you identified it. And that's having the mind of a designer, is like, you see that, you're like, I need to make that a regular thing and incorporate it into the brand.
That's right. Man. Make it signature.
Make it signature. Exactly. So right there in that breakdown, I love that you made that call out about being signature and unique.
Yeah.
I love how you tie. It's kind of weird to explain it, but like you talked about accessibility, make it something that the everyman can get. So you have a good price point where somebody could get this polo, but you also have the rarity side to it. So when I ordered this polo, guys, it comes in the mail, you know, nice packaging, things like that. But in the packaging, there's a card of a person rocking the polo that I just ordered. But then on the flip side, it says polo number 30 out of 100. So I have number 30 right here, which I don't know about other people, but I kind of like that feeling of like, ooh, I got in on something that is a little rare. I don't know if this is going to come back again, which resonates again with us because we use unique colorways with our sarape towels. You may not get that towel again. You may be the only one. What inspired that idea of like I said, you make it accessible, but there's a rarity to it.
That's right. We want you to have something that will mark the beginning of your legacy, right? Because legacy begins here. That's our phrase right now. That's our mission. So how do you do that if you could pick this thing up whenever, however, right? Like how can you remember that you had a legacy moment the first time you put on that shirt?
Yeah.
Like when you think about all of these players that we admire, I mean, you know, let's just take basketball, right? What do we keep? What do we keep? Maybe we keep their cards. A lot of us will keep their jerseys. But like, why do we keep their jerseys? Like literally, have you ever thought to yourself, why would you keep this sweaty man's jersey and put it in the rafters? Because they were becoming absolute legends while they were doing it.
Yeah.
They were in those clothes making a legacy.
Exactly.
So you can't tell me that like you throw on whatever and you're out there, you're just out there golfing. Okay. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. But like we know at Kingsmen Golf, there are some moments in your life, man, where it's like, those are moments. The birth of your first child, moments where you need to show up and whether you get the job or not, that was your chance. Yeah. Right. You never know those moments where you show up and you meet someone like Ralph for Los Golferos. Seriously. And it's game changing. What was I wearing that day? I don't know. I had a t-shirt on, bro. Yeah. Sometimes it goes down like that. But in my experience, especially coming from working in, you know, tech, working as a designer in contexts where sometimes I'm the only brother who's there. Yeah. You sometimes only get one chance to show up. Yeah. So why not show up like you're ready to play? Exactly. Why not show up like, you know, Kobe trying to get, you know, another ring? Oh, so that's how I see these shirts. When you drop them on, it's like, yo, man, Kingsmen Golf, it's a little pricey. Yeah, but did you get something that you believe you can go out and do something in? Right? That tells me a lot about who you are when you decide what I'm wearing is going to make a difference in how I'm showing up that day. Look good, feel good, play good. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, no, and I love that. And you know what's funny is that you're talking about like, hey, what was I wearing that day? What do I remember from that? I actually do remember what you were wearing because you were getting ready to release. I may get the name of the polo wrong, but the Samba one, right? The Duke. There we go. The Duke. Yeah. So I didn't remember the name, but I remember what you were wearing. Yes. So no, that is cool, and I think that does add to the rarity of it all. Is that like when I look back at this, like I know this is from drop 2. That's right. So I could timestamp myself. It's a capsule. Like, it's a capsule, and you know what? It's anti the golf industry. Right now, every brand, Ralph, is printing stuff out like it's a piece of paper. I mean, you just got stockpiles of stuff from all of these brands, and it doesn't matter whether you got it last year, this year, you got it from someone's trash bag and threw it on. It doesn't, I'm serious, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we have that type of stuff in our closet. And I think as a designer, I think about our carbon footprint. We don't really get into the sustainability message as much in golf. I think that's an entirely different conversation. But what I will say about it is it matters what we buy. Yeah. Right. So when you're buying 100% polyester shirt, you know, 100% cotton shirt, some version of that. That's all new plastic. Like that's all polyester is. That's why when you're wearing 100% polyester and you're in like 70-degree sun, you don't even have to be out in San Diego. You could be in Minnesota in the summer.
Yeah.
You are going to melt because you have put plastic, you put saran wrap on yourself trying to look cute. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I don't want to create a brand where you can just like get it whenever. I want to get a brand out there where it's like, yeah, it meant something that I picked up that jersey. You know, like I still got jerseys from the Bulls back in the 90s, man.
Hey.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I don't have them all framed up, but it matters that I still have them.
Right. Yeah.
Different mentality.
No, that's a good point. I know. I still have my old Ray Lewis jersey back
There
from
you
when
go.
they won their first Super Bowl.
Boy, that's
Yeah.
a classic, bro.
That thing's worn too, so I love that. Dang, that's dope. And thank you for calling out the polyester thing. I actually didn't know that. Yeah, the fact that you now it makes more sense why I'd be burning up on the golf course because.
Well, it makes more sense too. Why that thing is looking silky and sexy on you,
Oh,
brother.
hey, there we go.
Come on,
Salute
man.
to that.
All
Let's
right,
go.
there it is. Yes, sir. Silky.
No, yeah, no, that's some great call outs right there.
Shout out to this
The rabbit hole,
bro.
yeah, no, that stuff's
And the
great.
Compa coffee.
Yeah,
Y'all need to show up at the next Los Golferos tournament, man. This is a combination.
We're
right
gonna
here.
have to get them out there. Yeah, that's Serge's favorite right there, and he put us onto that. That's some good stuff. So I want to talk now a little bit. We talked, like I said, we're building up to it all. Like we're talking origin story. We're talking about mindset behind it all. But now you've been doing this for about a year. You kind of have your base platform. You started your networking.
Yeah.
What's the goal for 2024, man? How do you want to
Oh,
expand
man.
the brand out of San Diego?
2024 is significant in the sense that we have to get a strong community behind the brand.
Yeah.
What I hope is that we just maintain momentum.
Okay.
I think as the founder and now as the CEO, I'm learning from a business side that sometimes momentum is even more important than focusing on growth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a founder, and especially someone in our social media space, growth is just like the most sexy, attractive thing. You want to see explosive, like follower engagement, interaction. I think momentum is important. And momentum comes from doing the grassroots work.
Mm-hmm.
We can't get to everybody. That's not realistic. But the people we do get with, like you and I, right?
Yeah.
Los Golferos. Having that community behind this brand, like if we're one of the brands where like Los Golferos, super strong community says, you know what? I F with Kingsmen. I'll rock that.
Yeah.
That's huge. That to me is more important than anything else. You know why? Because they won't let it die on the vine.
Right.
They're going to be like, yo, we got to make sure Kingsman somehow makes it to next season.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's just a weekend warrior brand and I'm, having to pick up another job. I mean, that's real to support my family.
Yeah.
But I believe if we get a strong community in 2024, we'll be there for the spring.
Mm-hmm.
And that's critical because everything that we do when you're in this space, when you're really in this space and you're not getting something off the shelf, you're a year out. I mean, I'm already designing stuff for spring of 2025. We're preparing to do a buy for fall, winter so that you have outerwear.
Yeah.
And we're doing that at this stage with seed investment because we can't knock on the door of a big investor yet and give up equity. We're not at that stage. So we need community. We're building with individuals who are connected deeply with other communities that are saying, you know what, this brand, this brand, this brand, this brand, you will not fail.
Yeah.
We will make sure you are here in the fall and winter. We will make sure you're in the spring and summer. We're not going to let you die on the vine. We have to build that in 2024.
Yeah. No, that's a big keyword there. Is community. Yeah, community is definitely big, and that's really one of the big emphasis of the podcast. We talk a lot about insight and community and just helping each other rise and continue to grow.
Yeah, we do. You talk about that a lot, Ralph.
Yeah. So I think that is a big one. And like I want to give some shine to a lot of organizations that help us, like Majestic Golf Tournaments, who
Majestic,
you work
shout
with
out
too, to be at their events.
Majestic has shown love.
A lot of love.
Yeah, a lot of love.
Only Golfers, they're about to launch their app, and it's like, and so like the way that I'm I'm shouting them out for helping us, I'm reciprocating by saying, hey, they're launching their app, they're doing these things, and we got to keep, each other growing like that, because I think to your point, kind of to sum it up, is that, the bigger brands in a way have forgotten us. They're not paying attention to us. They may think they are, and they may think that like, hey, yeah, we're developing that inclusiveness, but at the grassroots of it all, they're really not.
No, they're afraid.
Yeah,
they're afraid. They're afraid, Ralph, because they can't alienate their dominant audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, facts.
Underlying tone there. I gotta say it.
Underlying tone there.
If they do what they need to do to bring that realness to the customers who are actually spending money in this golf space, they're going to alienate a big portion of their demographic.
Yeah, and
they can't do it.
Yeah,
they won't do it.
No, that's
facts.
That's facts. Yeah. No, and yeah, I think together we'll continue to grow. 2024, we'll keep helping each other out, and we'll rise and grind. And on that note, you're rocking it there on the left sleeve. As far as expanding and getting into new spaces, talk a little bit about that, man. What are you doing to continue to get the brand out there? So we're talking community, but how are you getting into the brick and mortars now? What do we got here?
Brick and mortars are interesting, right? So you got the country clubs, you got places where maybe we get in really simple for people to spend and buy shirts at the numbers we want them to be bought at. I think it's more important to start, like I said, grassroots, get communities that love golf, that love what we're doing, like Los Golferos, right? Like how we have had Majestic tournaments giving us an opportunity. But get the munis. It's okay to have the munis, because like I learned golf at the munis. I played at Balboa Golf Course. I played that little par 3. I probably have played it like at least 15 times.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and you got to start somewhere to like learn the game. Munis historically have allowed for a more accessible way to get people into the game. And so Balboa Golf Course approached us with an opportunity to showcase our shirts in the pro shop. They did the largest buy that we've had yet, because we take some wholesale
congratulations
orders.
On that, bro.
Thank you. That was huge.
Yeah.
So we're going to have shirts in the pro shop starting next weekend, which is Masters weekend, for those of you who are aware of the Masters coming up. And there's a lot to be said about that. But we're going to be in the shop.
Yeah.
And we've got the shirts branded with the old school Balboa logo. That's a huge deal. And here's where it gets really big. And this isn't so much the financial piece, but this is like what you and I are talking about today, Ralph, where it's like this could be game changing. We sell out at Balboa. Guess who we get to talk to next?
Tori.
Oh
my God. I totally guessed on that.
Tori.
I did not know that coming in here.
Yeah. Now you got, let's say, a moment where we get in Tori. Yeah. All right. Maybe it's only like 20, 30 shirts. But all of a sudden, doesn't matter where you're at in the country. If you know golf, you know Torrey Pines.
I
mean, you're basically going to be connected to a golf course that's like one of the epicenter golf courses with like some of the top 10 golf holes in the entire in the world. They're ranked, right? So in my mind, it's like get in. Celebrate this moment with Balboa Golf Course, because they've done a phenomenal job of really surfacing our brand.
Yeah.
But then show that we have a strong community that can show up and show out. And then let's see where it goes.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. And that's live now, right? Like
next weekend.
Next weekend?
Next weekend. Next weekend on the racks.
Racks.
Fall through, get a shirt. There'll be, tatted with the Balboa Golf Course
little San Diego
logo
on there as well.
Little San Diego on there.
I like that.
And it's limited, man.
Yeah.
They'll go quick.
Yeah, guys. So if you're in the San Diego area, you're visiting San Diego, go try to play Balboa. It's a historic course here in San Diego. But then 2, at the time that this podcast is live, Kingsmen Polos will be in their pro shop.
On the rack.
So definitely go check those out.
They will go quickly.
Yeah.
Don't sleep.
We're gonna have our crew out there soon for a golf league event.
Los Golferos, show love.
Yeah, we'll be out there. By the time you guys listen to this, we'll have already played, but we'll be out there, so we'll be representing. I know I'll be picking myself up one of those.
There you go.
Which is what I love, dude, because it's like you have Kingsman. It's great on its own, but then now you're adding that little element when you get into that pro shop. Like I said, Balboa is a historic course.
That's
Sam Snead, I think, still holds the record there of lowest score.
That's right.
So you're going to get a piece of not only Kingsman legacy, but Balboa legacy. Boom. Drop the mic right there. Drop the mic right there. So double whammy on that one. See what I'm saying?
Mike's hot, man. Ralph, professional.
Yeah. No, so like I said, guys, check out Kingsman. Don's got a lot of great stuff coming up in 2024. Really excited. Don, I just want to thank you, man. This
went too quickly.
This went too quickly, right? Like it flies by.
Was that an hour? That fast?
I think we're not at an hour. Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. That was fast, man.
That was fast, but
we had a lot to talk about.
We did. We covered a lot of great stuff in there. But I definitely think that we're going to need to get you back on. We're going to have to talk a lot more about what's been going on with Kingsmen Golf. Like you said, you have plans for 2024.
Yeah.
We're happy to be a part of those plans if we can help you in any way.
Thank you.
You just let us know.
This is big right here. Being on the show, being on the episode today. Thank you.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. And I appreciate you being out here. Yeah. Appreciate Ricky and the fam for having us out here. Once again, guys, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, wherever you're at, thank you. You're tuning in and listening to some great content. But go check us out on YouTube because the view out here, this is freaking amazing.
Brother.
Don't take anything for granted. Slow down, stop and smell the flowers, as they say, because this view back here is great. So we'll wrap it up here, Don, with just I want to give you a moment to kind of throw some stuff out there. Let's get your IG handle, your website, all that stuff. Where can people find you online if they're not in San Diego? And then is there anywhere else in San Diego where they can find your merch?
So we also have shirts at Singing Hills starting next week, even a smaller quantity. We're talking like 20 shirts. So Saquon, shout out to Saquon for showing us some love and getting us in at Singing Hills. So go there, get some shirts. They're up now, or they'll be up next weekend. Kingsmen Golf, it's plural. So Kings, Kings, and then men, Men, Golf. So like all the Kingsmen. So Kingsmen Golf, that's our handle on Instagram, on TikTok. I think Facebook, it's Kingsmen Golf Apparel. And then the website is just kingsmengolf.com. So a lot of people hear my Indiana flat tone accent and they think Kingsmen with an A. It's plural, like all the Kingsmen. Kingsmengolf.com.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. So yeah, go check them out. And then for those of you that have to get the permission slip when buying new golf gear, you also have apparel for women, correct? Or we're on that track?
We're on that track.
On that track?
We're on that track. And I think one of the things at this stage that helps us is just getting the followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right now, that's one of our biggest, I would say, communication channels. We definitely are communicating in a lot of other ways, email, and obviously we're doing the grassroots. But like Instagram is still a pretty important communication channel for us. So definitely follow us. Definitely tell friends about us. That would be huge.
Yeah.
Help us get up there. Help us get our numbers up there.
Exactly. So yeah, guys, keep supporting. And like I said, if you need those permission slips, you could start telling the wives and the girlfriends that Kingsman is working to start making some stuff for the queens in your life.
That's it.
So there's more to come on that. So we're really excited for 2024 and you all.
And come through to Balboa next week. We'll buy you a bucket of range balls if you get a shirt.
Hey, there we go.
Come hit. I know a lot of people always hit us up. They want to play, bro. We got more people that want to play with us than we got time in the day.
I know, right? I'm like, oh man, I wish, but I got to work, man.
Thank you, Rob.
Well, thank you, man. So thank you, everyone that's tuning in. And as always, we like to raise a glass and say, Salud, Golferos.
Salud.